Hey, welcome folks to our 1979 replay of the magical Mets season in which they lost 99 games. And this is game 3 of a 3-game set at Three River Stadium. Now, Three River Stadium is a very offensively inclined stadium when it comes to wheelhouse, which gives the batters power. It goes 1 to 87 on lefty and 1 to 83 on righty. So if you roll anywhere within that almost 85% range, you're going to get into the wheelhouse. So we've seen a few home runs here and there, and we do have pitchers that have ballparks and have wheelhouses. For example, Ed Whitson, who's on the mound today for the Pirates, he's got a wheelhouse at Snake Eyes and at Twin Sixes, and then he's got a ballpark at 4, and that's a pretty dangerous place to have a ballpark at, because that number has a tendency to come up. Now, if you look at the pitcher for the Mets, Pete Falcone, he's got wheelhouse at 4, and then a ballpark at 5. That's a double whammy. Then he's got another ballpark at 11, and he gave up 25 home runs that season, so he's inclined to give up the long ball. So now, what's really fascinating about our replay so far is that this is game number 33, but in the 32 games played, in the replay, the Mets are 10 wins, 22 losses, whereas in reality, they were 11 wins and 21 losses. So we're basically 1 win shy of replicating their exact record. So they need to win this game to be exactly where they were in actuality. This is game number 33. We're in Pittsburgh and we're ready to get started. To my right, I have a 10-inch iPad using iScore to track. And I'll show you what the defense looks like for the Pirates. And as you can see, you have Bill Robinson in left, Omar Moreno in center, Dave Parker in right, Phil Garner at third, Dale Bear at short, Rennie Stennett at second, Willie Stargell at first, and then you have Steve Nicosia, the catcher, and Ed Whitson, the pitcher. Now the lineup for the Mets is going to be Steve Henderson leading off, batting first and playing left field, Frank Taveras, shortstop, batting second, Lee Mazzilli, center field, batting third, Richie Hebner, third baseman. He's batting cleanup. Willie Montanez in the fifth spot, first baseman. Joe Youngblood batting sixth in right field. Alex Trevino catching today. He's giving John Stearns a rest. Doug Flynn batting eighth, playing second base, and the pitcher for the Mets is Pete Falcone. So that's what iScore looks like. And we're going to get started. Here's the first pitch. Ed Whitson was 2-3 with a 4.37 ERA. We're using actual lineups. That's a 7. That's in play 91. And that's a grounded to short. Dale Berra throws out Henderson. The Mets are shaking up their lineup just a little bit. Henderson's leading off for the first time this season. Taveras is batting second. Usually it's Taveras who leads it off. It's a patient 89. And that's a grounder again to Berra. Fires the first, 2 away. 2 up, 2 down for the Mets. And it's Lee Mazzilli. And that's defense, a 55 defense. We're going to pull a card for that. It says error check on shortstop. The shortstop is Dale Berra playing short. He's a 1, so that's going to be an error. That's the lowest you can get. So that 55 is going to be an E. We're going to see what kind of E it is. It's an error, shortstop, 1 base error. So that's going to put Lee Mazzilli on at first. Now Lee Mazzilli has 34 stolen bases, was caught 12 times. And that's a 5. And Lee Mazzilli's going to go. Now Nicosia, his arm rating is a 2. So I think that's a C2 is going to put him into the fair category. We're going to double check that. And and we look at this little chart, C2, he's a fair base stealer right now, so that's really not all that great. And he's out. So Nicosia throws out Mazzilli. And batting was a lefty, so that's going to be the shortstop covering. And the side is retired. Nice throw by Nicosia to get Mazzilli trying to steal second. All right, it's going to be Omar Moreno leading it off against Pete Falcone here in the bottom half of the first inning. We've got no score. And that's a 10. That's in play, 78. And that's a fly ball lifted to center. Next is Phil Garner. And that's patient 38. Patient 38 is going to be a ball that's laced into the gap. And that's going to roll to the wall, and Garner around first into second. He's going to try for third. No, changes his mind, goes back. And lucky he did, because he would have been a dead duck. But one out double puts Garner at second base. So here the Pirates are threatening, and it's Dave Parker, the Puma. Parker batted .300 against lefties. 19 doubles, 2 triples, and 13 home runs. So he's a force to be reckoned with. Patient 38. Patient 38, that's going to be a single. It's going to be a soft blooper into short right field. Runner on second scores. RBI single for the Puma. So the Pirates are on the board first. 1-0. Next you have Bill Robinson, but let's take a look and see if... Yeah, he has 20 stolen bases, 4 caught stealing, so he's going to try to get a lead. And his number here is a 4, and we rolled a 6, so he will not get a lead. So it's Parker takes his lead off first. Pete Falcone looks him back. The pitch, it's going to be wheelhouse 52, and that's a deep drive to left field. Back goes Henderson to the track, to the wall, looks up. That's out of here. 3-0 Pirates. 2-run home run by Bill Robinson, and Pete Falcone is back to his old ways of allowing the long ball, and the Mets are down 3-0 here in the first. So not the way the Met fans wanted to start this game off. Pete Falcone, usually susceptible to the long ball, proves that claim even further. And it's going to be Willie Stargell now. And in play 70, that's going to be outrange. Grounded is short. Taveras throws him out for out number 2. And it's Steve Nicosia, the catcher. Steve batted .326 versus lefties. And that's a tough 19. A tough 19 is going to be a strikeout. So the damage has been done here in the bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second. It's 3-0 Pirates. And for the Mets, it's going to be Richie Hebner, Willie Montanez, and Joel Youngblood. The pitch from Whitson. Now it's patient, 44. Be a base on ball, so Hebner is on at first. Willie Montanez. Hebner's not going to run. Tough 14. It's going to be a strikeout. One down, one on. 3-0 Pirates. That's patient 59. Patient 59. It's going to be right outside the hit by pitch range to Joel Youngblood. 59 is a fly ball right field. Dave Parker. 2 down. Back to first goes Hebner. That's a tough 56. That's outrange. That's going to be a fly ball, sky to right. And that retires the side. It's Rennie Stennett leading it off for the Pirates. Dale Berra and then Ed Whitson against Pete Falcone. 3-0 Pirates. Here's the pitch to Berra. Ballpark 28. That's going to be wheelhouse. And that's a 50, wheelhouse 50 against a lefty. It's going to be outrange. It's grounded to third. Richie Hebner fires to first. 1 down. Next is Rennie Stennett. Stennett 246 versus lefties and 114 at bats. That's a tough 22. That's going to be a ball that's pulled down the line, and that's going to roll around the corner. Steve Henderson after it. Around second is Stennett. He's going for third, and here's the throw, and he is safe with a triple. 1-out triple for Rennie Stennett. I'm going to double check that. Tough 22 against a lefty. Triple. Boom. Rennie Stennett. Omar Moreno. Oh, no, it's the pitcher now. It's going to be Ed Whitson. Ed Whitson's a 1 batter, so we use pitcher hitting card number 1. And I really like the pitcher hitting cards. I know other guys don't. I really like it because 90% of the pitchers can't hit. And this game actually comes with pitcher hitting cards for the better hitting pitchers, but for the majority of the pitchers, this works much better, and you don't have to have that extra stack of cards and be moving through them. I don't know. That's my personal choice. Everybody's different. Okay, we got an issue here. Okay, let me double check the lineup. I just saw something that I don't like, and I have Dale Berra. I have Stennett batting before Berra, so I have to see what it was like. What the game. Yes. So Stennett. So that changes the whole situation here. Got to back up, undo. So Stennett was the first batter, and I have Stennett grounding out. So I'm going to have to redo the inning. I just backed up, and it's going to be, this is the issue. Rennie Stennett bats before Berra, so we're going to have to replay those. All right, so let's start the inning fresh, and it's Rennie Stennett leading it off, nobody out. The pitch from Falcone is in play 44. And that's going to be an out range. It's going to be grounded to third. 5-3, 1 away. Now it's Dale Berra. I had that mixed up. And here's the pitch to Berra. That's an 11, ballpark 92. That's going to be in play. In play 94, that's going to be out range. It's going to be a fly ball lifted to left. 2 out. And now it's Whitson. Pitcher hitting card number 1. Not a very good hitting pitcher. That's tough 79. That's a strikeout. Side's retired. And at the end of 2, it's 3-0 Pirates. Leading it off for the Mets is going to be Ed Whitson facing Doug Flynn. Now, if you click on the batter, it'll tell you what Flynn's batting so far this season. So far this season, batting .219. No stolen bases. And he's got 2 home runs. 22 RBIs. So he's been productive from that 8 spot. He bats in the 8 spot. Got 22 RBIs and 100 at bats. He's kind of in line to drive in 100 runs as an 8th place batter. So he's been very, very clutch in our replay, coming up with doubles and clearing the bases loaded doubles and stuff like that. He hit I think a grand slam or a 3-run homer. All right, so it's going to be a 7 in play 40. That's going to be out range. If he grounded to third. I'm sorry, grounded to a 40. He's grounded to first. Stargell takes it himself. 1 away. And now we have Pete Falcone. Falcone's a pitcher hitting card 5. Pitcher hitting card 5. We're pulling that now. Here it is. And that's in play 93. That's going to be outrange. Sky to left. Bill Robinson. 2 down. Leadoff hitter Steve Henderson. Henderson versus righties batted 260 and 395 versus lefties. The pitch is a 5. That's patient 79. That's a fly ball center field. Moreno squeezes it. Side retired. It's going to be Omar Moreno now leading it off against Pete Falcone here in the bottom of the third. It's a 3-0 Pirate lead. We're using our Stealth Dice Tower. Tough 81 against a lefty. Say skied. Center field. Mazzilli. 1 down. Phil Garner. 4 wheelhouse. 79. That's going to be skied to center again. Mazzilli back a few steps. 2 down. So Pete Falcone, after that rough first inning, settled down here. And that's patient 45. And that's a hit by pitch. Parker gets plunked. Not happy about that. Staring down Falcone. Falcone, avoiding his gaze, doesn't want to know anything about it. The Puma is massive, powerful, 5-tool guy from the 70s. Bill Robinson. It's a 9, patient 89. And that's grounded as short, and Taveras flips to Flynn for the 3rd out. Frankie Taveras, he's 0 for 1 today, grounded out, leading off the top of the 4th. It's a 3-0 Pirate lead in the 4th inning, so the Mets need to get something going. Slowly but surely, it's a 3, patient 34. Patient 34 is going to get a base hit. Line to left, and Bill Robinson gets it in quickly. Back to first is Taveras. Now Taveras is a threat to steal. We're going to roll to C. 6 or less, and we rolled a 6. So he's a C, and it was what? Nicosia was a 2, so a C2. A C2 is fair, so we're going to try to steal. We're not shy about it. He's out. Nicosia throws out. It's going to be 2-6. Throws out Taveras, second base runner he's thrown out today. The Mets, in the 70s, there was no concern about being thrown out. It was like, okay, you steal 40 bases, well, you're caught 19 times. No biggie. So it's just you go, man. It's just run. And that's going to be 1 out now. Lee Mazzilli. And it's 9, tough 86. That's outrange. Grounded is short. Berra throws him out. 2 down. And it's Richie Hebner who's walked. Tough again. 16. That's a swing and a miss. High, hard one. Gets Hebner. That retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Pete Falcone will be facing Stargell, Nicosia, and Rennie Stennett. Willie Stargell, lefty, Hall of Famer. 9, patient, 81. Sky to center, Mazzilli getting a lot of action today out there. 1 down. Steve Nicosia, catcher, bats 326 versus lefties. That's 5. Ballpark, 80. That's actually wheelhouse. Goes all the way up to 83. So that's wheelhouse. Let's see. It's no danger of a home run. He didn't have any. 78, that's out of range. And that's going to be Sky to center again. Mazzilli has a whole lot of putouts in this game. Rennie Stennett, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. 3-0 Pirates. Pete Falcone has really settled down after that tough first inning. And that's a 10 in play, 18. And that's going to be a single for Rennie Stennett. Stennett on with a a 2-out knock. And he's not a threat to go. He had 1 stolen base, 4 caught stealing. We're not going to worry about that. Dale Berra. And that's in play 67. Outrange. And that's a ground to the second. Flynn flips to Taveras for the force. Ends the inning. We go to the top of the 5th. See if the Mets offense can wake from their slumber, their deep siesta. It's going to be Willie Montanez. See what he can do here. Willie Montanez versus righties batted .229. And that's a 3-patient 53. That's going to be outrange. Grounded to third. Phil Garner fires the first. 1 down. We're in the top of the 5th. 1 out. Joel Youngblood steps into the box. He's 0 for 1. The pitch from Whitson is defense 75. Now that's out, no matter whether it's range or error. And it's an error, but it's an out. What kind of an out? It's to first base. It's going to be a ground ball, and that's Willie Stargell. Flips to Whitson covering. 3-1. Which, by the way, we don't get enough of, so I throw one in there every so often. And that's 2 away. And we go to Alex Trevino. Alex Trevino is 0 for 1. He's catching today. Catcher for the Mets. Pretty good arm of 2. And that's 9. That's tough. 0-1. That's going to be a strikeout. Swing and a miss. Trevino tries to connect with the curveball, and that's a mistake. Best way to hit a curveball is wait for the fastball. So side's retired. And Pete Falcone is going to be facing Ed Whitson. He's a 1-pitcher hitting card. So let's see what happens. 5, ballpark, 62. That's going to be wheelhouse. And a 16, a wheelhouse 16 is going to be outrange. That's going to be lined and caught by Doug Flynn. So Whitson hits the ball on the nose, but right at the second baseman. Omar Moreno, who's 0 for 2. And that's wheelhouse 22. And that's going to be against a lefty. It's going to be a single. So Moreno, who's always a threat to steal, stole 77 bases. He's an 8. In other words, you roll 8 or less, and he's going. So he's definitely going, and this is going to be good because Trevino has a 2 arm, so it's going to be a pretty decent challenge here. And that's a 6, so he is going. So we're going to double check. Moreno's a B, so a B2 is normal. It's pretty good arm for Trevino. And let's look under the stealing. Normal. He's safe, so Moreno steals second base. Throw was a little bit off target. And now the Pirates have a runner in scoring position with Phil Garner, the batter, and only 1 out. Oh, it's an 11. That's ballpark. 64 is wheelhouse. Against a lefty, 1-19 is a home run. And we're rolling a 91. That's going to be outrange. That's going to be a ground to short. And Taveras is going to look at Omar Moreno back to second. Fires the first. And that's out number 2. And it's Dave Parker now, the Puma. He's 1 for 1. He singled and was hit by a pitch. Here's the pitch, lefty versus lefty. It's a 9, patient, 60. 60 patient is outrange. And that's a fly to left, and that's going to retire the side. We go to the top of the 6th. Oh, I picked up the fielding card. What did I do with that? Here it is. I mean the field card. Ballpark card. All right, so Whitson. Whitson is going to face Doug Flynn. And then we may see a pinch hitter. That's 7. That's in play 28. In play 28 against a righty. That's going to be outrange. And that's popped up to the right side, and Stargell one away. Pitch your hitting card. It's time. John Stearns is going to bat. Actually, you know what? We're going to hold on Stearns in case there's an issue with the catcher. You know, I don't really play. I'm going to bring in Beauclair. Bruce Beauclair, he's a lefty, batting for Pete Falcone here in the top of the 5th inning. And that's a 9. That's a tough 51. Tough 51's a strikeout. Beauclair goes down swinging. And it's Henderson now. Steve Henderson. The pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning, 3-0 Pirates. That's ballpark 84 against a righty, and it's one number beyond the wheelhouse. So it's going to be in his in play category. And that's a 10, and that's going to be a base hit. So Steve Henderson ropes one to left, and Bill Robinson gets it in quickly. Henderson's not going to be running at this point here in the top of the 6th. We're going to play it a little bit more conservatively. And Nicosia has been throwing us out. 7, that's in play 70. In play 70 is going to be outrange. Grounder to second. And that's a double play on Whitson's card and a double play. That's going to be a 4-6-3. Taveras hits it hard right at Stennett. Flips the barrier to throw to first. Got him. 4-6-3. And that retires the side. Oh, actually, yep, sure does. Or were there 2 outs? Hold on, guys. It's a flip. There was no need for the double play. It's a 4-6 out. Yeah, there's 2 outs. Grounder 4-6. There you go. No need for the double play there with 2 outs. All right, it's going to be Pete Falcone's been pulled. It's going to be Dwight Bernard. Now, Dwight Bernard was 0-3 with a 4.70 ERA. It's the guy the Mets used. He pitched in 32 games. Here's the pitch to Bill Robinson. It's 3-0, bottom of the 6th. Pirates up. That's in play, and that looks like a 23, an in play 23. Oh, right outside the out range, and right outside the hit range and into the out range. That ball is lined and caught by Flynn. 1 down. And let's see. That's defense, 99. That's going to be an out no matter what. Whether range or it's range, but it's going to be an out. Sky center field. Lee Mazzilli going back makes the catch. 2 out. Bottom of the 6th. 3-0 Pirates. Nicosia. Nicosia is 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch from Bernard. That's defense again. A 59. Going to have to check for this one. Error third base. Hebner is a 2. We rolled a 59. Goes up to 51. So that's going to be an out. Out number 3. What kind of an out is it? It's a ground ball. Hebner fires to first. Side retired. Mets are coming to bat here. And it's going to be Whitson still in the game for the Pirates. He started 7 games, was 2-3 with a 4.37 ERA. He's held the Mets to 2 hits so far. It's Lee Mazzilli, so I'm hoping the Mets break out at any minute. And that's a 7 in play 18. That's a base hit for Lee Mazzilli. So the Mets get their leadoff hitter on. Lee Mazzilli, he's not going to be running. We're not running anymore. Been thrown out twice today. 9, tough, 25. A tough 25. That's a strikeout. Hebner down on strikes. In the boxes, Montanez, the pitch from Whitson. That's a tough, I'm going to re-roll that. Tough 36. And that's going to be a ball driven into the gap, and Moreno after it. And we're going to see what happens there. And they're going to stop Mazzilli at third. It's going to be second and third. Montanez with a double. Willie Montanez doubles. And one out here. Mets are threatening. The tying run is at the plate now. Willie Montanez at second, Lee Mazzilli, and there's action in the Pirate bullpen quickly. Joel Youngblood, the batter. Here's the pitch. Infield's back. That's a 10. That's defense. A 96. That's going to be an out no matter what. Center field. Center field. It's going to make a catch. That's Omar Moreno. What kind of an out? Deep fly. So this may get Mazzilli home. Let's see what Moreno is out there. Moreno arm is a 6. And Mazzilli's speed is a 6. So let's see what it says about that deep fly. Scoring on a deep fly. All right. All right, here it is. Here's the information. Just want to show it to you. So deep fly, outfielder makes a running catch in the outfield. Runner on third base with a run rating of 7 or more scores. Runner on second base may attempt to move to third. Coach's choice chart. Runner on third base with a run rating of 6 or less may attempt to score using coach's choice. So this is pretty simple. Coach's choice is pretty simple. And I'll show you how that works. I mean, these are the 1 or 2 times in a game that you actually use a chart. So it's kind of fun to go over it with you. Okay, here's the coach's choice runner advancement. Pretty simple. Roll 2d6 compared to the lead runner's run rating and the fielder's arm rating. I did that. They're both 6. So if the total is equal to or less than both, the runner is safe. If the total is greater than both, the runner is out. If it's one or the other, then we're going to roll. Okay? So let's do that. And there's one other thing I want to check while we're at this. The miss on a bunt. I don't know what that means. A miss. Let me look for the bunt, hit and run, pick off, stealing. Let me see. I can't find that. Oh, bunt for no, it's sacrifice. All right, here it is. This is what it says. On a miss, batter misses pitch. On second miss, batter strikes out. Oh, okay. Runner's hold, the suicide squeeze. Runner on third is out at home. I got you. Okay. All right, so let's see what happens. We got to get to. I'm trying to get on the board here because there's one out. If there'd be no out, I'd hold Mazzilli, but we need to get on the board. So I'm going to try. We're looking for 6 or less to score Mazzilli. It's a ball hit to center field, medium depth. Actually, it says deep fly, so I guess you could say it's a deep fly. I don't recall Moreno having really that great an arm, but if the Mets score, we'll make it 3-1. Otherwise, it'll be 2 outs, and Alex Trevino will be batting. So we're going to try to score here. We need to roll a 6 or less. Oh, he's out. Okay, so it's going to be 8-2. Mazzilli's thrown out at the plate. So that's going to be double play, innings over. So it's a fly ball. Let me do that. Fly ball center field. And here comes Mazzilli. And what happened to the runner at third? He's out at home. Tagged out, 9-2. And that's all she wrote for that inning. Okay. Nothing's gone our way in this game. Not stolen bases, not sacrifice flies, or attempt to score on a sacrifice fly. On a potential sacrifice fly. So it's Rennie Stennett versus Dwight Bernard. Here's a pitch to Stennett. Stennett is 1 for 2. He's doubled. That's an 11. Defense 43. It's a range second base. Flynn is a range C. We look here. Range C is a 1-2-47 hit. So that's a 43. It's going to be a hit. We're going to see what kind of hit. It's a single. I don't know if I really need to do that when it's to second base or to short. I don't know if they're going to get a double, but I guess it could be a double. I don't know. It could beat the outfielders. I don't know how they're thinking. So Rennie Stennett, nobody on, is on at first. Is he a threat to steal? No. Not a second baseman, not very much stealing ability. And it's Dale Berra, that's a 6. In play, 90. In play, 90 against a righty. It's going to be a ground ball to short, and that's going to be a 6 under the 8 and under the 9. It's going to be a 6-4-3 double play, 2 outs. Dale Berra hits into a double play. And now it's the pitcher. And they're going to let Ed Whitson bat. And that's a 7. Tough, 0-4. That's a strikeout. Whitson down on strikes. Ed Whitson still pitching, and we're going to protect Ed Whitson. I try to protect the first guy, I try to protect other pitchers. I haven't done it in this game, but that's the guy you touch every inning. So they get stained real quickly. So Ed Whitson is going to be facing Alex Trevino. Mets had 1 out, second and third last inning, and failed to capitalize. It's a 3-0 Pirate lead here in the top of the 8th. Snake Eyes, so 63, that's wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 63, that's way out of range. Grounded a second, Rennie Stennett over to Stargell. 1 down. Doug Flynn. Ed Whitson's been dealing. He's got a 4-hitter going. And that's 7 in play, 34. It's out range. Popped. Right side. Flynn. Stennett, rather. Flynn is out. And we're gonna have a pinch hitter. It's gonna be John Stearns this time with 2 outs. Stearns actually pinch hits in this game. So there's 2 out, and John Stearns, right-handed hitting catcher. It's the Mets' everyday catcher. Steps into the box. The pitch from Whitson. That's wheelhouse 32. Wheelhouse 32 is a base hit. Stearns on with a knock. On at first, 2-out single. Steve Henderson. Action in the Pirate bullpen. That's an 8. Patient. A patient, what does this say? 62. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. Henderson is beamed. Not happy about that. Saying something to Whitson. And benches are going to clear, guys. Benches are clearing. What's going on? Here comes the bullpen. A lot of pushing and shoving, but nothing really going on. Umpires trying to settle everybody down. This is seems like retaliation for the earlier hit by pitch on the Puma. So the Pirates are definitely not happy about this. And now the umpire's getting everybody back to order. Getting everything back into order. And there seems to be no ejections, but there's going to be a pitching change. It's going to be Kent Tekulve's going to be coming in. So Kent Tekulve's going to take his warm-up pitches. And he's going to be replacing Whitson. And it's going to be Tekulve versus Frank Taveras. Taveras is an ex-Pirate. And he was in the fracas, pushing and shoving. So he's got some animosity versus his ex-teammates, it seems. Harbors some sort of grudge. Don't know what that's all about. But anyway, Frank Taveras, with runners on first and second, is the tying run here in a 3-0 ball game in the top of the 8th with 2 outs. Going to roll. The pitch from Tekulve. Tekulve was 10-8 with a 2.75 ERA. Had 31 saves. That's a 9. That's tough. A tough 92. And that's going to be a Fly ball lifted to left. Bill Robinson squeezes it, and that's out number 3. So it's going to be Omar Moreno. Going to have a new pitcher for the Mets. Omar Moreno. It's going to be Jesse Orozco coming in. All right, here's a pitch from Jesse Orozco. We are in the bottom of the 8th. It's a 3-0 Pirate game. 7 patient 68 against a lefty, 68 outrange. Grounded is short. 1 away. Phil Garner. Tough, 85. Again, grounded to Taveras. Fires the first. 2 down. And Dave Parker. Ballpark, 84. For a lefty, that's in range. Wheelhouse. Wheelhouse against the lefties, 1-42. So Orozco, it's a deep drive to right field. Back goes Youngblood to the track, to the wall. It's out of here. Dave Parker connects. 4-bagger. And Orozco wishes he'd had that pitch back. 4-0 now. Bill Robinson. Robinson's 1 for 3. He homered in the first. It's 11. That's defense. 55. Error at third base. And Hebner's a 2. But that goes up to 51, so it's going to be an out. What kind of out? Popped up. Left side. Hebner in foul ground. Makes a nice catch. That retires the side. It's 4-0 here. In the top of the 9th inning. Last licks for the Mets. Mets are about to lose their 23rd game of the season. They're 10-22 as it stands right now. This will be Lee Mazzilli. Lee Mazzilli's 1 for 3. That's a tough 11. Strikeout. Mazzilli down on strikes. Curveball got him. Hebner, 1 away. 4-0 Pirates, last licks. Mets are down to the last 2 outs. That's a 7, in play, 0-6. And that's going to be a ball swung on and driven into the gap. Dave Parker, Omar Moreno chasing after it. Hebner into second with a stand-up double. 1-out double here for Hebner. Next is Willie Montanez. Montanez is 1 for 3. The pitch from Tekulve. That ball's in play. That's a grounded is short. And Berra looks at second. Throws over to first. 2 down. Joe Youngblood, 2 outs. Top of the 9th. Mets are down by 4. Richie Hebner at second. Joe Youngblood's 0 for 3 on the day. The pitch from Tekulve. Defense, 0-3. So that's going to be either a range hit or an error for sure. Error first base, Willie Stargell boots it. And an error at first base. It's going to be a 2-base error. And that's going to score Hebner. So that ball gets by Stargell. A ball he should have had. Rolls all the way down into the corner. Parker retrieves it. And at second base is going to be Joe Youngblood. So Youngblood's on at second on the 2-base error by Willie Stargell. And it's Joe Youngblood now at second, and Alex Trevino the batter. So here's the pitch from Tekulve. Tying run is on deck. That's a 5, in play 39 versus a righty. In play 39 is outrange. It's a grounded at first. Stargell has it this time. And that's the ball game. Mets lose another one And run down the line scores here. It's going to be Mets 1 run, 6 hits, no errors, 6 left on base. The Pirates 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 3 left on base. The win is going to go to Whitson. The loss to the Mets starter Falcone. And Tekulve should be able to get a save out of this one, since he did come into the game when the score was 3-1, and the tying run was at the plate. So we're gonna give Tekulve a save on this, and that's the final score: Pirates 4 and the Mets 1. Now the Mets go back to Shea, and this has been a really long road trip. Been I think it's 8, 11. I'll tell you how many games. We played 4 in San Francisco, 4 in Los Angeles, 3 in San Diego, and 3 in Pittsburgh. So that's 8 and 6 is 14 games on the road. We go back home. We're gonna meet the Cardinals. We're gonna face the Cardinals, the Cubs for 3 games, Cardinals for 2 games, the Cubs for 3 games, and then the Pirates again for 4 games. So we're going to have a 9-game homestand at Shea Stadium, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to start getting that ready. And I'll be back with more baseball in a little while. And this is Combat Painter signing off. Payoff pitch, try it. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. And really great cards, great mechanics, real smooth, very realistic results.